Hey guys, I had to jump on and talk about this. We got to talk about compensatory education. I know you guys are so very happy to be back from COVID and the schools are open and we're all in love and we're so happy our kids are in schools. But let's not forget about compensatory education. So we met Karen Mayer Cunningham, special education boss, helping families navigate and negotiate the 504 IEP process. We got to talk about this. So you guys, compensatory education. Compensatory education, what people are negotiating now at IEP meetings, is not right. So when somebody at a school gives you a paper, a worksheet, and they figured out your compensatory education from COVID, hmm, that's kind of interesting because those are things that we use to calculate, oh, I don't know, a need for extended school year services, a need for compensatory education when there's a violation of an OCR 504 violation or a mediation agreement or a due process settlement. And an officer would award compensatory education when there's been a violation of IDEA. Was there a violation of IDEA during COVID? Yes, there was no IEP implemented. So you are due, at minimum, a meeting to discuss compensatory education. So let's look at what that is. About 17,500 instructional minutes of education inside of a school building did not occur. It didn't happen. The buildings were locked. They were locked, right? So now you're going back to the table and you're negotiating compensatory education. IDEA would consider that a relief that is delivered to a student, to do what? To return the student back to where the student would have been had the violation not occurred. So what would that look like? So based on rate of progress, where we're headed, where would Billy Smith had landed if COVID didn't occur and the rest of his IEP was delivered in the final quarter of last year's instructional year? And so you have to figure out a number of things. I know you guys collected data. Raise your hand if you collected data. All of you collected data, just put that in the comment section. So we have data collection sheets if you guys need them. We have weekly sheets, we have daily sheets. You got to collect data. The responsibility is on you. Do not leave it to a school to track your students' special education progress. That responsibility, I'm going to put that on you. You are going to be the special education boss, so you can help your child do what? Have gainful employment, independent living, and further education. So that's the point of special education. So we're going to collect these data points and we're going to bring them back to the table. So what would we consider for compensatory education? The first thing we'd consider is there a meaningful benefit? If your kiddo rocked it out during COVID and loved being alone and wasn't bothered and was done with all their work at 10:45, then it's probably not a conversation that you need to have. However, if your child was impacted based on his disability and not having access to his specifically designed instruction, support, related and instructional services, and all the rest, then we begin to calculate it. It doesn't have to be minute for minute. It could be if you think that's appropriate, but maybe the key pieces is what he needs, right? So how would we figure that out? We would figure that out a number of ways. We're going to look at our data collection logs, and if you didn't have them, just email us so we can get you some. You can email us at Karen@specialeducationboss.com. We'll get you all those data collection logs. Start collecting data. Go back and redo it. What related instructional minutes did he miss? Did he miss occupational therapy every other week for 15 minutes direct? Okay, we'll take that back. Did he miss Braille? We'll take that back. Did he miss, I don't know, swimwear modeling, whatever you guys have in your IEP state? Whatever he missed, those related instructional services, he needs those back. And is there a meaningful benefit? And again, what does that compensatory education look like? Who's it going to be delivered by? It's delivered by a certified special education teacher and or somebody who knows that related and or instructional service piece. When is it delivered? Well, that's not up to you. That's up to the LEA or the SEA, the local education agency, the state education agency. It's usually, it should be delivered outside of the instructional day. So if you have 360 instructional minutes, then we can bring Billy in 20 minutes early, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You want to do it little tiny slivers because we don't want to overwhelm him and we don't want to punish him because COVID closed the buildings. Again, meaningful benefit, harmful effect. So I'd recommend it at 20, 30 minutes max. You can do it before school, after school, on breaks. It can be delivered up to 48 months. That's not true. That would be a long time. 24 months, right? So over 2 years. Because again, we want to work on those skills, those deficits that we had identified in your IEP. So if this video brought you value, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the button. We're now here on Special Education Academy on YouTube so that everybody anywhere can watch these instructional videos at work. So like, tell us what you liked about this. Tell us what you need to know. If you have a great compensatory education plan that was delivered to you, tell us about that. If you had a spank one, tell us about that. If somebody else calculated what you could get, tell us about that. So I was in a meeting recently and somebody said, yeah, we calculated it and this is what he gets. That's not how that works. Was there an IDEA violation? Was the student impacted by the deficit of not receiving those specifically designed instruction minutes, the support related instructional services? So you guys know what it is. One thing, what do? We do one thing, we do one thing. When we get it right for kids, we get it right for everybody. So go out there, keep fighting for those successful student outcomes, and we'll see you in the next video.